Okay.
I was like, okay.
I think we're live. Let's see.
Should I keep it on my phone for questions?
Sure.
Were you able to pull it up?
Let's see.
Thank you everybody for your patience as we get started. Here we are. We're live. Yay. Okay. So we're going to watch it on this one. Hi everybody. Yay. Thanks for joining. So she's sleeping. We're going to bring her over in a moment. Thank you guys for your patience as we get started. Miss Munay was so excited to go home that she actually put herself in the crate already and fell asleep. She's asleep in here. So here's Munay, and we'll take her out and say hello to her. Do you have it up so that we can see questions?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. Andrew, are you going to come?
I'm coming.
He's coming. It's a really exciting day because today is Munay's adoption, and she is, oh my gosh, she's all the way in the back.
She's
like, I'm out of here, man. I don't know why you still think that
blowing this popsicle stand.
I'm out. Okay, here we go. Hi, Munay. All right, so let's let everybody say hi to Munay. Here she is. Hi, everybody.
Why did you take me out of my box?
So there's Munay. And so we thought that we would give everybody a chance to see her. And can you move that over?
Sure.
Make sure. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yay! Now we can see everyone. Okay. So we thought that it would be fun to give everybody a chance to say goodbye to Munay on this adventure and then meet her new family.
Hi, guys.
And a lot of people were saying, I want her. We were really excited because we had two friends who were interested in her. So we're going to let you guys ask them some questions too. But first, let's talk about Munay and her awesome adventure. So if you guys haven't watched my other YouTube video yet, there is an awesome video of Munay's rescue. We found her in Peru. So she is a traveler kitty who came all the way from Machu Picchu. Do you want to tell her story?
No, you're a way better storyteller than I am.
You don't want to tell her story?
I'll flavor commentary.
Okay. Well, basically, we were in Peru on vacation. We had some cat food in our bag, but we found, right before we were getting on our train from Machu Picchu to go back to Cusco and then to Lima and then home, we found a little kitten who was screaming and very hungry, very, very hungry, covered in fleas. She had dreadlocks. She didn't look good. If you guys watch the video, you can see what she looked like. So Andrew was the one who very heroically said, well, why don't we see if we can bring her back? And I thought that sounded crazy, but we're a little crazy. So we spent the entire night trying to figure out what it takes to get a kitten on an airplane. And we only had a couple hours to do it. We had to be at the airport at 10 a.m. the next morning. But we were really excited that we were able to do everything we needed to do for her. We got her back to the United States, and she kind of became a hit online. Everybody was so excited about her. She really wants to run around. Maybe we could play with her on the vacation. So that's how Munay got here. And since then, we really wanted to make sure that she gained weight. She was really underweight. She, was a little bit anemic from getting bit by fleas. So she's been here in the kitten nursery for about a month. And it was probably only a couple days into being here that I got contacted by, I think it was
Emily, because I was in
Emily texted or messaged or something and said, I need to know about this Peruvian kitten. And I was like, wait, are you seriously interested? I was so pumped. So it's funny. We have been friends with them for a long time, but I'm friends with Steven.
Yeah, we were both from the Carolinas, but it took us a few years to meet up. We have a lot of mutual friends, and then want to say maybe it was like 2012
Yeah.
or something.
We have we know
We literally have the exact same social circle.
we have the same friends. Yeah. So we see each other in passing, like in whatever state we both happen to be in at the time. And then these two know each other
Yes.
from.
I cut Andrew's hair.
She doesn't do it anymore. As you can see, it's pretty shoddy. But
I know. Don't look.
I will.
I cut his hair now, and I'm not.
It's okay.
So Emily is she owns a. Well, why don't you tell them what you do?
I own a hair studio in Philadelphia called X. So that's what I do. I cut hair all day.
She's
Hang
really
out with
good.
cats.
She's really, really good at cutting hair and making people look so cool.
She's so good that she almost has as many followers as the cats at this point. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so Emily has a big social media following too, from all of the really amazing work she does with hair. So some of you might already follow her, and if you don't, then you can start to, because it's really cool stuff. So she does Andrew's hair. I know Steven. And then when we met, we were like, oh, we have these friends that are also a couple. That's so funny. And so now they are adopting our sweet Munay. So it's awesome. It's a really cool thing. Do you guys want to tell them a little bit about where Munay's going? Like, what's her life going to be like?
Absolutely. So Munay's going to be moving to Philadelphia with us and staying in our apartment with us and our other adopted cat. He's a big 20-pound panther named Grindle.
Not literally a panther.
He's not literally a panther.
But he might be.
Yeah, I
Could
mean,
very well be.
definitely close enough. He's just a very small panther. But yeah, no, we've got a beautiful room set up for her. We got a cat castle for her last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Cute. She goes on top, the very highest she can get on this one.
Yeah, no, we've got really high ceilings in our apartment, and we have all sorts of stuff for her to scale and
Oh.
terrify us with.
And Grendel, their cat, came from also another mutual friend of ours.
Absolutely. Who also rescues cats. Her name's Melanie. She's I Like Bad Cats on Instagram.
I love her
And
username.
it's
I
so
like
good.
bad cats. It's
Yeah.
so good. Because I also like bad
Yeah.
cats.
Grindel,
Good cat.
Grindel's a bit of a bad cat. He's one of those mock tough guys who wants to play and roughhouse, but if you just like snuggle him a little bit, he passes out letting you know.
That's good.
But yeah,
That's good.
Grindel kind of earned the nickname the Trash Cat because the first time Melanie saw him, he jumped out of a trash can with a full hoagie in his mouth.
What? Really?
What a hoagie!
A hoagie.
That
Which
is so Philly.
It's a very Philadelphia thing. But yeah, Emily and I ended up bringing him into our home, and he's just been an absolute sweetheart with us ever since. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Wow.
So-
Well, I think that who do you think will be the alpha?
Probably Moon.
We think Munay.
I think Grindel's gonna try
He's
at first,
pretend. He's
but
a phony.
Yeah.
She's the real deal, man. She's like a Machu Picchu street kid.
Yeah,
It doesn't
absolutely.
get realer than that.
no, she's real. She's tough, and I think that she's gonna put it in this place real quick.
Awesome. Do we have any questions, or can I look?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can keep playing with her with your mouse.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. We're going to look at some questions. A lot of people saying they love her. She's so cute.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Are you guys going to keep her name?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know her name is Munay. Her full name is Munay Michi, which means pretty cat in the Incan language of Quechua, which I didn't even know about until we visited Peru, but it's such a beautiful language, and it is spoken by a lot of people who live in the region she comes from. So we thought it was important to give her a name that, is significant to where she comes from, even if she lives in Philly. Even if she lives with the hoagie trash can now.
You don't forget your roots.
You
Yeah,
don't
never
forget.
forget.
Stay true.
Never
Who you
forget.
are. Let's see. If anybody has questions, we can. It's mostly a lot of people complimenting her. How old is she? Okay, so we think she might be about 11 weeks old, but it's hard to say for sure. She had all of her teeth when I got her, so that means that she was probably at least 7 weeks old, but she was only a pound. So it's a fun little guessing game with kittens sometimes. She was, like I said, emaciated and living on the street, so she was a little bit underdeveloped, which is why now you see she's got these really cute, huge ears, because she probably is actually a little bit older than some people might suspect because she's small. So I'm guessing she's about 11 weeks. Do you guys think she will get along with the panther?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. He's a big
He'll
stumbler.
pretend. I think he'll pretend for like a day or two that he doesn't want anything to do with her, and then I think that she'll end up being the boss in.
He's used
He'll
to
be
being
like,
an only
"Love
child.
me!"
He's used to being an only child, but he gets kind of lonely.
Yeah,
he's
he definitely does.
He's always there to greet us whenever we come home for the day. He's always super excited to have someone to hang out with, and
Yeah.
if you're there, he will not leave you.
He's a big like a snuggler. Like
Mhm.
he'll like wherever you are, like whether we're like I'm in the office or we're
Yeah.
like hanging on the couch, like whoever is home at that time, he'll like go and pick.
He wants to be near
Yeah.
you, and he wants to be around you, and I think it'll do him a lot of good to have a companion that he can
Oh.
actually communicate with, and you know,
Yeah, we
They-
don't speak cat. We
yeah.
try.
they
Try
can
real
they
hard.
can commiserate about us. You know, it's just like
Like, "That's
they don't
nice."
bathe themselves. I always have to do it for them. Like,
Okay, will you keep Munay forever? I hope I know the answer to that.
Absolutely.
So a decision to adopt a kitten, you know, if you're thinking about adopting a kitten, you should know that kittens they turn into cats.
Adults.
And then
it's a
cats.
very real reality.
Cats will live for up to 20 years or sometimes even more. So when you're making the decision to bring home a kitten, it's not a small decision. It's a really, really big decision. So, you know, they're committing that they are intending to keep her for at least 20 years, or if we find the fountain of youth, eternity.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Also, just I would be afraid to not keep her for fear that Hannah would hunt me down.
That's true.
That is true.
Like I said, we have a lot of friends in common, and I have no doubt that a lot of people are her fingers.
Well, I put tracking devices on all my adopters. Will you miss her, Andrew?
Well, of course I will. She's beautiful.
Yeah, this morning Andrew, right before they came over, said, "Hi, Munay, she's too beautiful." It's kind of really
Yeah, I'll
fun.
miss her. I'll miss her, but it's part of the process, and she'll be very loved by her new parents. So, no, I won't be sad about it. But I'll miss her.
Okay, so some people are asking, I thought that you only adopted out kittens in pairs, which is a really good question. So yes, when I have litters of kittens that have multiple siblings, I prefer to adopt them out in pairs because cats do a lot better when they have a friend. If I have a solo kitten like Munay, she was the only one that we had. She didn't have litter mates. Then I adopt them into a home that has another cat. So I don't personally adopt solo kittens into homes that don't have a friend for them, but because, you know, they have this 20-pound panther at home who is like a big softie that's going to be friends with her, then I know that's going to be a really good thing for her. And she gets along with everybody here, so I have full confidence in her. Okay, we'll take one more question, and then we'll talk about a couple other things. Let's see. People are asking if she's going to be on Instagram.
Oh yes, we have an Instagram for her and Grendel. It's MM in Grend. So it's MM, the letters M and then underscore the word and another underscore and then GREN.
Yeah, and if you want to find that easily, you can go on my Instagram or Andrew's Instagram, and it's pretty easy to just click. We've been tagging her and stuff, so you know, the photos that have been on there so far are all things we've been sharing with them, and photos of Grendel. But from now on, it'll be her life.
It'll be
Fresh
up to them.
content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to have? Are you ready to have
I
a?
told Steven, I was like, now I have 3 Instagrams to run. I was like, we're gonna have to. We'll split.
Yeah, I think we're ready for it. You know, like we already talked about, Emily has had a reasonable amount of success with social media, and so whenever we finalized that we were going to adopt Munay, she immediately set it up. Like she's been curating everything, planning out how she wants to post. You know,
That's
It's-
maps for that. Yeah.
you know,
That's awesome.
It's a fun thing. It's a nice little stress relief for her.
It's actually kind of nice because it's taking a break from like looking at hair all day.
Sure,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, kittens. So the whole feed is just like, here's a kitten, here's a puppy, here's our favorite other kitten. And it's just like, I'm like, yes, this is great.
Yeah,
It's
people
more fun
joke.
than anything.
People joke that like the more kittens get adopted from me and then get profiles, that like their feed is becoming nothing
It's
but
just animals.
my cats, which is great.
Honestly,
I love
the
being
best
able to
problem
follow
to
them.
have.
I
Yeah.
know. So I want to talk briefly about, for anybody who has not seen it, if you guys don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you may not have known that we did a Munay shirt. So this is an awesome shirt that is by a really great artist who I love named Craig Horkey. And you can see it's got a moon and an eye for Munay. And this shirt is available on my website. It's kittenlady.org. And the cool thing about this shirt is that we're giving some of the proceeds to a cat rescue in Peru called Oh My Cats. It's this amazing woman who lives in Lima, and she rescues cats and kittens just like little Miss Munay. And we have already sent her $1,000 from the first shirts, and we, I think, are able to send her another 1,000 already, which is so cool. Because Munay, I mean, in Peru, there wasn't anywhere for us to take her. There are really not shelters there in the way that there are in the United States. And there's not even really like registered charities there. There's just like a couple really cool people who are trying to help them out. So it feels really good to be able to support that. So if you guys haven't gotten one yet, this is the Munay shirt. It's on my website, kittenlady.org. And, you know, we were just joking that maybe they're going to run into people in Philly wearing
Wearing
the
the
shirt.
shirt.
That would be so cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be like, yo, let's take a picture real quick.
we both work pretty closely with the public. Like,
Yeah.
I work in coffee, and Emily works with hair, so we see people all the time, and I have
yeah.
no doubt that someone is going to walk in someday with a Munay shirt. And
I've already had clients that have come in and sat down and been like, wait, before we start, you're adopting Luna? And I'm like, yes.
she's a celebrity, you know? It's nice to be that
When
close to
worlds
someone so famous.
Yeah. So what else? We might have other questions. Let's see. Let's take some other questions. People want to know what breed she is. Everybody's asking, what breed is she? What breed is she? And yes, somebody said her breed is rescued, and you're right. A lot of people think that breed is something that's super important to people like me, and it's not. You know, breeds are something that matter to breeders, which is not what I am. I'm a rescuer. She's a domestic short hair, which is what most rescued kittens are. But she, you know, she has really cool coloring. She's white with buff coloring. And she's got blue eyes, which is really cool. So we don't know. I mean, Andrew was saying she has characteristics that look like a Turkish van. I had never even heard of a Turkish van before, so it doesn't really matter to me what breed she is as long as she's safe. So that is my answer to that. If you guys want to learn more about kittens, obviously you're on my YouTube right now. My YouTube is full of instructional information about how to save kittens. So if you have not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button really quick. Because I'm putting out videos all the time, not just of rescues and fun stuff, but also of instructional content so that you guys can start to do some of this stuff. You can also visit my website, kittenlady.org. So
Here's a
we'll
good
take
question.
Yeah.
Going to Peru this summer, any advice for me to help any little guys I see?
Oh,
So
that
what
is a
do we
good
do?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, if you're going to Peru and you're an animal lover, just be prepared. There's a lot of dogs. There are dogs like, everywhere, as many dogs as there are people, depending on where you go. So one thing we did was we bought a lot of dog and cat food, and we were helping the strays that we saw. You know, if you see an animal that's in clear distress, you can take them to a vet. You can bring an animal home if you find an animal that you really feel like you want to bring home, but remember that just because you see an animal outside doesn't mean that they're necessarily in distress. A lot of these animals live successful lives outside. But if you find something like a little kitten that is emaciated or anemic or, you know, covered in fleas, that's the time that it's appropriate to bring them in, maybe get them to the vet. And you can see if any of these groups do accept them. But there's not really a lot of groups. Do you have any advice about helping animals in Peru?
Well, I think So one of the things that we realized is there are a lot of outdoor dogs, and many of them are owned, and the owners just let them out during the day and they come back. So they're not all necessarily homeless. And when we bought food, many of the dogs didn't recognize what the store-bought food looked like because they'd just been eating food on the streets for so long. But Hannah did a really good job placing, like cracking the little bits open, the kibble open, and placing it in their mouths so that they got a taste for it. And as soon as they did, then they went nuts.
Yeah.
They loved it. And that was strangely rewarding going around and feeding stray dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see many cats, but
We didn't see that many cats at all, but I think it's because there's so many dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like a kitten like her is not going to be safe in a city that has like hundreds of dogs running around. So we felt like it was really important for us to help her, not only because she was getting passed around by children and she was dreadlocked and anemic and all that, but also because there's
Something
so
could happen.
many
Yeah.
dogs there everywhere, and it
like
was
big dogs
really
too,
big
not
dogs.
just little like. We saw one in Aguas Calientes that was.
that huge. That was
Massive.
like a monster dog.
Yeah. I haven't seen any like that
Yeah.
in the U.S.
Yeah,
I'm sure
really
they exist,
beautiful, so cool, but not a friend of Munay probably.
but, like one little bite.
Yeah, just like
Little snack.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can talk about her paperwork and her vet stuff, and we'll sign the adoption stuff, and then we'll let you guys ask any last questions, and then we'll say bye-bye to Miss Munay. Some people have been asking like about introducing a kitten to your cat. So I guess since we have to have the conversation anyway, we can have it
Let's
with
do
everybody.
it right here.
Yeah.
So what I recommend if you're bringing home a new kitten, a lot of the time people are like astonished. They just get along right away. But I always tell people not to have that expectation. It could take a couple weeks.
Mhm.
So if you get her home and there's hissing or they're upset, just know that that's often part of it, and that is just something that can happen. So not something to be upset about. What I recommend for her, because she's so small and she hasn't been to a lot of places other than Peru and this house, is that you start her off with like one home base.
Mhm.
So pick a room that she's going to be in for the first, like 2 days at least. And you don't have to overdo it. She doesn't need to be in there for a month. But like 2 days so that she can go, okay, like this is my space. I know where my food is. I know where my water is. I know where the litter box is. The first thing that I do is put them in the litter box so that they know how to navigate to the litter box from any point in that room. So start her off in that small room. You can have them like communicating to each other under the door, kind of figuring out, hey, someone's in there. Like I know Udon, who I just adopted out, her and her new sister were like batting a bottle cap under the door at each other. That was like
This is
their
fun.
first game.
That's adorable.
So they can kind of like become acquainted with the idea that there's somebody there. And then once you do open it up to introduce them, I recommend doing it supervised at first. So, don't just like open it up and
There
go
you
to
go.
work.
You kids
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah, so once it's open, then it's like supervised fun stuff that they can do together, like toys that they can do together, or they're eating, and they're kind of like near each other going, hey, when I eat, I can also see this other cat, and like, I'm happy, but I'm not threatened. Then when you're not there, separating them until you feel confident that they are,
She's
hiding
she
out
wants
here.
to snuggle your butt. She's a butt
like,
snuggler.
This is a good question. Are you planning on keeping Munay or have someone adopt her?
Oh
Wow, that's a really funny question. Well, as the title says, this is her adoption party, and as we've been
It's a
talking
regular
about, here's the
It's
adopters.
us.
So, through deductive reasoning, one might deduce that this is a kitten that's getting adopted. Yeah, she's getting adopted. She, a lot of people were like, you have to keep her, she's so special.
Your
And
story is just so great.
yeah, but here's the thing. That just means they haven't been following me very long. Because
Every
I have
kitten
all
has a
sorts
great
of
story.
great kitten stories. I mean, I've rescued kittens from all sorts of crazy situations. And thank goodness I didn't keep all of them. Otherwise, this house would have like 300 cats running around. Nobody would want to hang out with me. I would like look terrible. I would smell
You
terrible.
would have no money.
I'd have no money. I would definitely not be on vacation in Peru. And if I was, I wouldn't be bringing home a new kitten. So, I rescued a new bottle baby this week, and I rescued a paralyzed kitten this week. I would not have been able to do that if we were keeping all these cats. So rescue is not about taking home new cats to keep. It's about taking home kittens that need you for a short period of time, getting them healthy, and then getting them home. So it's a celebration. It's a happy thing. So quickly, we'll talk about her paperwork, and we'll sign all this after. But basically, what happens when you adopt is you're going to get a health certificate. You're going to get information about all of the stuff that she's had done. So she's been dewormed. She's had flea treatment. She's so sweet. Oh my god.
Like, hello? Yes.
She's been treated for fleas. She's had her dewormers. She's had her FDRCP vaccines. She's had her feline leukemia and FIV test, which was negative.
Oh, negative.
And then I list her past medical issues, which was just mild anemia and emaciation. But other than that, she's been very healthy. And then I put on here any other treatment that she'll need. The only thing that she'll need, because she's not old enough yet, are the rabies vaccines. So what I recommend is waiting 1 to 2, maybe 2 weeks, and bringing her in for her final FBRCP booster, and then her rabies vaccine. And that's it. And then she'll be set. So she also was spayed about a week ago. You can see her little shaved belly when she turns over, very cute. So that is what you get. And then we have her adoption contract. And I will go over some of the stuff that's in here just so that everybody can kind of see what goes into an adoption
You
contract.
can learn along with us.
Yeah. So basically, on an adoption contract, the first thing, like I said, they're agreeing that they intend to make a commitment of 20 years to the cat and keep them as a permanent companion. There's a line saying that they understand that they're entering a permanent adoption agreement, that the cat is becoming their legal responsibility upon signing it. So that's you, Munay. It's like adopting a child.
Mm-hmm.
The cat is to live in a private residence as a companion animal, so she's not joining the circus. She's not going to
It's
go
not a public house, you
be
know.
experimented on in a laboratory. She's not going to...
She's our friend, and we're going to treat her like a friend.
She's not going to be put to work in a hair
She's not
salon.
going to do haircuts.
She probably will.
I don't know.
She'd be pretty good at it, probably.
I've seen what she does with your hair, and it's
She
really
likes
talented.
split hair. You could probably teach her something. You will provide the cat with sufficient quantities of nutritious food and fresh water every day. So she loves wet food. She's like asleep in her lap. I don't think people can see.
No, people have been asking.
But
Open,
can you open your arms
arms
so people can see her?
Yes.
Or we can bring her over. There she is. People want to see the kitten. You'll never strike or otherwise harm the cat. You will never have her declawed.
Never, ever.
And I just posted a really great article about declawing on my Facebook for people who are interested in learning more about declawing. But basically, declawing
She
is...
loves you.
I know. Declawing is a really inhumane thing that's actually illegal in a lot of countries. Unfortunately, in the United States, people still do it. But it is basically mutilating the animal. So not something that any kittens that are rescued by me will ever have happen. Okay. You will provide routine and emergency veterinary care, including an annual checkup, FBRCP vaccines, rabies vaccines. You understand that I've given you all the information that I have health-wise on her. In case of illness or injury, you'll take the cat to a veterinarian. You agree not to euthanize the cat except in case of extreme illness or injury. So, meaning, no, like, oh, I'm going on vacation, I can't find a cat sitter, so I'll just...
And definitely not a situation like, oh, we're moving into a new apartment,
Right.
They don't allow cats time to go to sleep, Munay. Like,
and that's a thing that people do, and it's horrible. Or they try to find a new home for a cat just because, they're moving somewhere.
Which is really stressful for the cat. It's,
It's a horrible thing to
Yeah.
do. So it's a lifetime commitment. And, the rest of this is all kind of that same language about, like, if the cat must be relinquished for any reason, you're finding a suitable home, you're not putting her outside, you're not bringing her to an animal shelter. And then, of course, there's language in here saying if any of that stuff goes wrong, I get to take her back.
Of course.
Which won't happen.
No.
But if you guys put out an announcement saying you can't wait to get her declawed or something, Then I'll be
Hannah
peeking
shows
through
up.
your window, sneaking in, taking her back. But so we'll answer a few last questions. We'll bring this forward so everybody can see her, since I know it's a little hard to
Super
see
cutaway
her.
right now.
She's
She's cleaning. Oh yeah, sorry.
she's cleaning herself. So we'll take a couple last questions about Munay. Okay, why is this so? There we go. Munay, there she is. Do you have questions pulled up?
Some people are talking about declawing. Let me see.
Munay, everybody wants to see your beautiful face.
Oh, I'm trying to clean
She's like,
myself.
I gotta wash my butt. Hang on.
Oh, she's asleep.
Yeah, she's
She's tired.
Until she started cleaning herself. She'll probably sleep the whole way home.
Ooh.
What's Munay's favorite thing to do?
Oh, what is her favorite thing to do?
It's really important. We should really know that.
She loves chasing little toys around.
She likes climbing the tower and sleeping in that.
She loves
That's probably her
climbing.
favorite thing.
Yeah, she loves to climb. She likes to snuggle. She snuggled us last night.
Mm-hmm. And the night before.
Look at her sassy tail. Are you kidding? She's like, I got a lot of emotion in my tail.
Do you think her eyes will stay blue?
Yes.
At this point.
So, yeah. So cats' eyes change color around 7 weeks old. And she is well past 7 weeks old. So she will keep her blue eyes, which is really cool. It's pretty unique. Oh my
Not
gosh.
that she wasn't already unique, but
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Will she have a Facebook page?
No.
Well, neither of us are on Facebook.
No.
So she'll just be mostly Instagram, and then if we changed our minds, we would let everybody know on the Instagram page too.
Yeah, but she'll be
She'll be all over. We're
all
really good about
over Instagram.
it.
How long will the Munay shirts be available?
They're limited edition, so only a couple weeks. It's, if you are interested. Oh my gosh, look at these floofs. Do you see
Is
this?
that
Look
real?
how long they
Is
are.
that hers?
She has like whiskers on her elbows. Look.
It's so she can
What
climb
is
out there.
that?
Wait, how did I never notice this
Me
until
neither.
just
She's
now?
like
Look.
Spider-Man.
What is that,
That's a little
Munay?
weird.
That is weird. You have
Magical
like
flutes.
whiskers on your
She's like,
wrist.
Don't judge
the
my
better to
flutes.
sense you with.
Wow. She is like a
You really
interesting
are a
little woodland creature from the
Fairy
mountains. Wow. I'm looking that up as soon as we're done with this. That is so
I've
interesting.
never seen that before.
Like
Okay.
wispy wrist
You said
whiskers.
all cats have whiskers there. I have not seen them
That's a long.
They're super long. You
It's
guys
Go pick
probably
up
this
all
can't
the other
see
long.
cats.
I know. We're gonna have to go
We're
inspect
gonna check
everybody.
To do
out
some
Coco
research.
and Eloise.
Yeah. Cats are like, run away.
They're feelers.
Feelers?
Ooh, that's
like
creepy.
antenna.
Well, maybe she's just an extra sensitive, little emotive baby.
Same.
Definitely.
Same. Anything else? Like whiskers or no?
All right, taking a couple more questions.
We'll take a couple last questions and then we're going to let Miss Munay get on the road.
Mhm.
Don't forget that if you're, a lot of people were saying, why don't you post more on YouTube? Well, YouTube is pretty time intensive. So if you're not following me on social media, I am on both YouTube and Instagram. My Instagram is KittenXLady. And my Facebook is, if you just look up Kitten Lady. And you can find all sorts of updates about my kittens on there. So you can see a lot of really cute Munay stuff there.
Someone dropped some Wikipedia stuff on us. The
Oh.
carpal whiskers located on the underside of the cat's wrist are very useful in hunting. When
Ooh.
the cat has prey captured in her paws, the carpal whiskers help determine if there's any movement.
Whoa.
It's a
Cool.
little bit grim.
Yeah, so
How
she's
cool are
actually
you?
not like a sensitive feeler. She's like a creepy
She's a
huntress.
huntress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch your back.
Noted.
I
Will
have to
we,
tell Grendel.
will we visit her in her new home?
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe at some point.
Depends if we get the invite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to ask the cats. That's up to them.
The royal invitation.
That's true.
All right.
What's our favorite part about her? What's your favorite part about Munay?
She's just cool.
She chill.
She's like a cool cat. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I love every kitten, but she is really like a good balance of, you know, she's really smart. She's snuggly, and she is easy. She's easy. She's like easy to get along with. I mean, what do you think? What do you like about her?
I like her confidence.
Yeah.
Like
You got a confidence, girl?
Yeah, she does. She'll go right up to Grendel.
Yeah, that's
She
a
will.
good
She'll
Yeah.
go right up to
I
Grendel
think
and be
he
like,
might be
hey.
scared.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
he might be like, "What is this fuzzball?"
But she doesn't have like that fake confidence
Yeah.
where it's like
she just real.
insecurity masquerading as confidence. She like actually is confident
Yeah, but
because
it's her little
she
hunter
knows she
whiskers
got
on
it.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
then also her belly. It's my second
Oh yeah,
favorite.
he likes her belly.
Belly's real cute.
Huh.
All right.
All right. That's probably it. I
Cool.
think we're good.
Well, thank you guys. We're gonna say goodbye now. So remember that if you're interested in saving kittens, this is not something you just have to watch on the internet. You can save kittens too.
Yes.
So go to my website, kittenlady.org/save kittens, and I have lots of information on there about how you can save kittens too. Of course, keep up with Munay. Buy the Munay shirt if you want one. It's limited edition. And all of that is on my website, kittenlady.org. You can follow Munay on Instagram at _and_Gren.
Yep.
We will post about her again on Instagram so you guys can see her. And thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
loving Munay.
Thanks,
Let's
guys.
bring her up to the camera for one last little kiss with Miss Munay.
And the wrap.
Oh, I posted her up. You can watch it. I actually don't remember that. All right. Goodbye, Munay. Thank you guys for loving Munay. Her little face. Oh my gosh. I know. We'll miss you, Munay.
I love her.
We love you. Bye, everybody.